Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am going to be going through every single book on my physical TBR. I did this video last year, I think around about the same time, and my TBR was a lot bigger than it is now. So I thought, why not do another video with an updated version of my TBR, because in the last year I've read a lot more of my books that are on my TBR, and I also unhauled a lot of books that I just wasn't really interested in. So let's get on to it. Up first we have the second, third and fourth book in the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. I read the first book in February. I really enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to reading the rest of this series because I really like Elsie Silver's writing and I just enjoy her stories. And then again, same author, I have the first two books in the Rose Hill series. So I have Wild Love and Wild Eyes, both by Elsie Silver again. I'm really looking forward to these because they are all single parent romances and I love single parent romances. Up on the next shelf we have the first three books in the Crescent City series. So we have House of Earth and Blood, House of Sky and Breath and House of Flame and Shadows. I finished the ACOTAR series last year and then I finished the Throne of Glass series earlier this year, so I'm really excited to carry on with my SJM journey because I really do enjoy her books and a lot of people seem to love the Crescent City, so yes. I spent a lot of money on these so I need to read them. Up next, chunk of a book that I'm slightly scared to read but also really excited. We have Beneath the Wildflower by Rosalind K. Jackson. This is a sapphic Grumpy Sunshine billionaire romance that I'm really looking forward to reading because I love a Grumpy Sunshine billionaire romance and make it sapphic. That's exactly my kind of book. Next is one that I purely bought because I thought the cover was cute, and that is Live Ranch Love by Emma Lucy. This is book one in the Willow Ridge series. I know nothing about it, all I know is cowboys and it had a cute cover so I bought it. Up next we have the two B.K. Barson books I own. So we have Love Light Farms and First Time Caller. I've had Love Light Farms for a while and I've been meaning to read it. I think this was in my last physical TBR video. And then First Time Caller is new, but Ellen Catherine read it on her channel and she said it's really good. And also, have you seen those frayed edges? Could I really resist buying this book? Up next we have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I want to save this one to read around about autumn time, like Halloweeny time, because it's that kind of book. But every time it gets to that time of year I never read it. But this year I am determined. I will read this around about September, October time. Next we have Primetime Romance by Kate Robb. I got this because I read an arc of I got this because I read the arc of a book that this author wrote as well, which was This Spells Love, which I quite enjoyed that book. And then this one sounded really fun and cute, so I wanted to read it, and it's a pretty short book, so I want to get to that as soon as I can. Up next we have the Deadly Divine Duet by Ella Fields, which is Nectar of the Wicked and Wrath of the Damned. I got these because of Ellen Catherine, because she read this during a YouTube video and she really liked it, and they sounded like my kind of books. Spicy, fantasy, fun. So yeah, that's two more. Next on the list we have A Cute Reaction by Ruby Lang. I got this from the works in the 3 for 6 and I honestly can't remember why, because every time it's put on my TBR I kind of don't want to read it, so it'll stay around for a bit longer, but I don't know if it'll ever get read. Next we have, oh god, knocking my shelves, Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but Meg has told me that it is really good and she really enjoyed this book, and I think I have the audiobook for this, possibly, so yeah. I need to read this at some point. Next we have The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott. This one is staying on my TBR until me and Geordie buddy read it. We've been friends for almost 2 years at this point and we still haven't buddy read it. And I think this buddy read has been planned for at least 2 years at this point. Geordie, we will do it. We will eventually buddy read The Lucky List. Next up we have Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. This was another one that was an Ellen Catherine recommendation. She read this and she really loved it and said it was really good. And then I got this as a Secret Santa present. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. This was another Secret Santa present from the same person. Priest by Sierra Simone. This one has been floating around on BookTok for a very long time, and it's apparently very spicy and very good, and people seem to love it, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Up next we have Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. This one's been knocking about on my TBR for a very long time. I've read another book by this author, which was A Scatter of Light, which I kind of enjoyed, and I gave it 4 stars. This one's been on my TBR for such a long time at this point that it's debatable on whether I will actually read it. Up next we have Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. I got this because I saw Alla Rose reading this on her Instagram story, and then I saw it in my work, so I picked it up. But then I don't think she gave it the best review. I'm still going to give it a try, but this looks more like a autumny fall kind of book. Next we have The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. Heard mixed reviews. I want to give my own opinion on it. I've heard it's pretty good. Next we have The Reno by Maggie Grant. This was a Christmas gift to me from the lovely Em. She's read this book a while ago. She really loved it. And me and Em tend to have the same taste in books, so I'm looking forward to reading this because it does look really good. And I love that it's got like massive writing on the inside, and the cover is very, very cute. Carrying on, we have The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. No clue what it's about. I saw hockey romance. I bought it. Simple as. I'm a hockey romance girly. I have been for a while, and yeah. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. I've had this on my shelf for a little while. BookTok book. I don't know if I'll read it because I have heard apparently there's a lot of controversy going on with her. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but that is the next one. The Second Chance Year by Melissa Wisner. This was a gift. This book was gifted to me by the lovely Lex a while ago. I still need to read it. I really do want to read it because I do like this author's writing, because I read an arc of one of their books a while ago now, but I really, really enjoyed it. I just haven't had a chance to pick this one up yet. Love Game by Emma Ray. This was a Christmas gift off of my mum. So I've only had it for a couple of months, so I'm giving myself the excuse that's why I haven't read it yet. Next we have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This was actually gifted to me by the lovely Ellen Catherine because I was part of her Patreon, and she does like, with one of them, she does like her monthly like wish list giveaway, and I won one of the months. So I got this. Because if you know Ellen Catherine, you know The Bodyguard is like one of her all-time favourite books. Up next we have The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. Single parent. Looked like my kind of book. And then the final book for this shelf, this is one that I was gifted by someone in the server that Geordie and Em run, because they do a Wishlist Wednesday once a month, and I got Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane, and it just looks really good, but I'm going to wait to read this one because From the Snow, it looks like a Christmassy winter book, and I want to read it around Christmas time. Next we have 3 Abby Jimenez books. So we have Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. I got these because everyone raves about Abby Jimenez, and I've never read any of her books, but I have heard they're really good, so I want to give them a try. So that is why I got these 3. I actually, when I originally got one of them, I originally just got Just for the Summer, but then I realised it's book 3 in this series, so I got the other 2 so I could read them in order. Even when they're interconnected standalones, I like to read them in order. Up next, we have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I've had this on my shelf for a long time. I've heard some mixed reviews about it, which is why I haven't read it yet, but I will never get rid of this book because it's one of the last presents my friend Lauren gave me before she moved away a couple of years ago, so I will always keep this book. Next, we have a book that's been on one of my TBRs many times, and I'm just scared to read it, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And I know it's such a beloved book. I'm just scared I'm not going to enjoy it because it doesn't really feel like the kind of book that's within my specific genre. So that is why I keep avoiding this book. Okay, so the final book for this bookshelf over here, we have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This was actually a Christmas present off one of my lovely friends, Amy. So I haven't had it for long, which is my excuse for why I haven't read it yet. But I'm really excited to read this because it does look like a very good book. Okay, we're now done on the corner shelf now for this one. Okay, up first we have the Kings of Sin series by Anne Huang, which is King of Wrath, King of Pride, and King of Greed. These are just the first 3 books in the series. I was gifted King of Greed recently for Christmas by my lovely friend Carly. I've had this on my shelf for a while. I am trying to make my way through my Anne Huang collection. I've read all of the Twisted series and the If Love series, so I just need to read these and then The Striker, which is one of her most recent ones. Speaking of which, The Striker is another one that's on the list that I need to read. I got this a while ago. I just haven't picked it up yet. I'm looking forward to reading it though because it's sports romance and I love sports romance. Next we have 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. This is the sequel to 1,000 Boy Kisses. And I've not read this yet because I'm not ready to be broken. Which also goes as well for the next book on my shelf, which is A Wish for Us by Tilly Cole. Just look, this woman broke my heart with 1,000 Boy Kisses. I'm not ready to be heartbroken yet, okay? I've read enough sad books. I mean, I finished the Throne of Glass series, okay? I need a break from sadness. Up next, we have the next 3 books in, I think is called the Beyond the Play series. I read First Down in February and I gave it 2 stars, so I'm a bit apprehensive about the rest of the series. But I have been told that the rest of the series is a lot better than the first book. So we have Breakaway, Stealing Home, and Wicked Serve, which I need to read. Next, we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've heard really good things. It looks really cute. I like fairies. Then we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This was a recent gift from my lovely friend Meg. She sent me this as well as another book, which I will show in a little bit. Well, you've already seen it because it's on my TBR for the month. That's if you watched my TBR video, which if you haven't, that's just very rude. Anyway, yes, she got me Caraval because she'd recently bought herself the trilogy and she said we could like kind of read it together. And then finally for this top shelf, we have This Is How You Lose the Time Warp by Amel Imata and Max Gladstone. I'm just scared, okay? I'm scared I'm too stupid for this book. Onto the next shelf, we have The Faker How and the Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This is book 2 and 3 in the Vancouver Storm series. Read book 1 in February, really liked it, gave it a, I think, 4.5 or 4.75. Then we had the entire Queen's Cove series by Stephanie Archer as well, which is That Kind of Guy, The Wrong Mr. Right, In Your Dreams, Holden Roads, and Finn Roads Forever. Look, they were £3.50 in the works, okay, and I have no willpower. So I got them because they're cute. And I like Stephanie Archer's writing, so yeah. Actually, no, I can't even claim that because I bought these before I'd even read Behind the Net. So yeah, I just have no willpower and these were cheap. Up next, we have the most recent 2 books in the Play for Keeps series. Unravel Me and Fall With Me by Becca Mack. I read the first book in this series last year. I read the second book in this series in February, which I loved the second book way more than the first. And now I'm looking forward to reading the rest of this series because I have heard it is very, very good. Next, we have Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. This is the sequel to Out on a Limb. I'm very excited for this book. I'm just waiting till I can afford to buy the audiobook because I have this thing in my brain that tells me when I read a book with an audiobook, like in a series, I have to read the next book in the series with an audiobook as well because I feel like something in my brain says I have to, okay? Next, we have Misfit and Rogue by Elle Kennedy. They were on sale in the works. And I like Elle Kennedy's writing. She's one of my favourite authors, so I got them. Next, we have Collide by Bal Kahaba. I don't know why I'm putting this off. Something in my brain is telling me it's going to be bad. I don't know why. Something in my brain is telling me I'm not going to enjoy it, which is putting me off from reading it. But I don't know why because I haven't even given it a chance and I don't even know that many reviews about it. I think my brain's just being stupid. Next, we have the first 3 books in the Hardy Brothers Billionaire series. God, that's a mouthful. We have Between Commitment and Betrayal, Between Love and Loathing, and Between Never and Forever. These are all, I think, marriage at convenience, fake dating, billionaire romances. What more could I want? And they have really pretty covers, so I wanted them. But there's one more in the series that I don't have yet, but I'm not buying it until I've at least read the first 2 books, because I need to stop buying books. Now moving on to my very precious hardback shelf. We have A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandela. Same excuse as last year. I wanted to read it around the autumn time and then I never did. This autumn is. This one was a Christmas present recently off my mum, so that's my excuse for not reading it yet. But we have 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown. I'm really looking forward to reading this because I have heard it is very good. And I just want to see what Millie Bobby Brown can do because I like her as an actress. Next we have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Dragons. My only excuse for buying this book, dragons, and people seem to like it. So I bought it. I will read it eventually. Next, we have Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. I've heard this gives very similar vibes to Actar, and if you know me, you know I'm a big Actar girly. So I want to read it. And it was in the works for £14, and it's a hardback. How could I resist? Next, we have the only 2 non-fiction books on my bookshelf. We have Tom Felton's Beyond the Wand and Leanne Pinnock's Believe. I've had this one for ages. This one I got 2 years ago for Christmas. I really want to read both of these because these are 2 celebrities who I absolutely adore. I just have to be in the mood for non-fiction. Non-fiction is the thing that I really have to be in the mood for because I'm a fiction girly. I don't really need to read non-fiction books. Okay, the last hardback we have is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. My mum got this. She DNF'd it because she didn't enjoy it. I have never read a thriller and I wanted to give it a go, so I thought, why not? Okay, the last ones for this shelf are the last 3 books in my Colleen Hoover collection that I have not read yet, which is Never Never, November 9th and Ugly Love. I do want to get more Colleen Hoover books. I just want to try and read the ones that I actually own first before I get new ones. Up next we have Old Flames and New Fortunes by Sarah Hogle. I got this because I saw Ellen Catherine reading it and then I heard her review and I don't think she liked it. But now I own it, so I feel like I need to give it a chance and give my own opinions because me and Ellen have very different opinions on books because she does not really like one of my all-time favourite series. So. Next we have City of Flames by Rena Vasquez. Em got me this for Christmas. She read it, she absolutely loves it. And yeah, enough said. I will give it a read at some point. I'm already in the middle of some fantasy series I need to finish. Next, we have The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I've had this for so long. It's a Book Talk book. I got it because of Book Talk. I want to read it around Halloween time, but I never do. This year, I really need to make a Halloween TBR and actually stick to it. Next book on this list goes with the same thing, Hex Appeal by Kate Johnson. Halloween TBR. Up next, we have one that I'm really excited for because I know a lot of people love this series, and that is Indigo Ridge by Devoney Perry. I know Em really loves this series. She got it me for Christmas. I think it was Em who got me this for Christmas. Yes, it was. Em got me this for Christmas. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it because I've heard it is very, very good. Up next, we have Signs of Cupidity by Raven Kennedy. I meant to read this around Valentine's, but then I started going into a reading slump, so I didn't read it. It's a romance book, I can read it whenever. I got this in Liverpool when I went to Comic-Con with Geordie and Em, and it sounded really good. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. Next, we have The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've heard nothing but good reviews about this book. Everyone seems to love the Natural series, so I want to read it. And then we have By the Orchid and the Owl by Mariana Montoya. I've heard this is really good. I was gifted this book by, I think it was Salma who gifted me this. Yeah, Salma gifted me this book. Salma is a lovely person who I met in Ellen Catherine's Patreon book server, and they were kind enough to gift me this. And they said it's really good, and a lot of other people have, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I have a lot of other books that are a bit more higher priority at the moment. I just broke my serif blade. Anyway, first up we have the Dark Artifice series, which is Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness. I will read these eventually. It's just Cassandra Clare books take a lot of mental power. Because her chapters are very, very long, okay? And long chapters hurt my little brain. And within that same list, we have the Infernal Devices, which is Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. I will get to these eventually, because I do want to finish off the Shadowhunters universe, because I love Shadowhunters. I literally just said I broke my serif blade. And if you don't know what that is, you obviously haven't read Shadowhunters or watched the TV show. I went as Clary to Comic-Con. You would have seen if you watched my channel, like, when I first started. Okay, we're getting very close to being done with the books that are actually on my shelf. The rest of them are kind of a little scattered around my room, so I'll share them afterwards. They're the books that are on my TBR for the month. So first up we have A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This was, I think, my Christmas present off of Lex and Ida. Christmas was a good few months ago now, okay? I can't remember, but I think this is what they gifted me, and I'm looking forward to reading it because it sounds very, very good. And then next, this is one that I can already hear Geordie screaming at me to read. The Serpents and the Wings of Night. She probably already screamed at me for The Fault in Our Stars. The Serpents and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I've heard this is really good. Geordie really loved this. And Geordie hasn't led me astray with any book recommendations. So, yeah. But that is the almost last book. I think there's just 2 more on my shelf that I need to show, and then I will show the ones that aren't on my shelf. Okay, so the last 2 are a series. I don't know how many books are in this series. I've had the second book in this series for a long time, but I only got the first book in this series very recently because I was gifted the second book a very long time ago, and then I never got the chance to get myself the first one, and then my mum bought it me for Christmas. And that is The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. So it's the first book is The Luminaries and the second book is The Hunting Moon. I've heard these are very good. They look very good and I'm very intrigued by them, so I do really want to read them. I don't know why I haven't picked them up yet. These feel more like autumn kind of books. Okay, now for the last few books that are on my TBR. Sorry for the random change of lighting. I've moved location because doing that when I'm still kind of recovering kind of killed me off a little bit. But let's go through the last few books. So these are all the books that are on my April TBR currently. So first up we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is book 3 in the Imperium series. I've read book 1 in this series twice. And then I read Iron Flame last year in preparation for Onyx Storm coming out. I am 180 pages into this one, so this one will be getting finished very soon. So the next 2 books are also ones for YouTube reading vlog that I'm doing. We have Archer's Voice by Nia Sheridan. I have not started this. I put my bookmark in it because I intended to start it, and then I just didn't. I'm like I've said, I'm in a reading slump at the moment, so it's kind of hard for me to pick what I want to read. And then the other one is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. These are coming in a video I'm excited about, that I've been meaning to do for a long time. And I just haven't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm also a little skeptical because I've heard mixed reviews, but I hope I enjoy it. So now for the final 3, which are the ones, like I said, which are the ones on my TBR for the month. So we have The Charlie Method by Al Kennedy. I'm very excited to read this book, and this will be getting read soon. This is one of my top priority TBR books. I love Al Kennedy's writing. I love the whole off-campus Briar U, Campus Diaries universe. And I've really loved the Campus Diaries series. I read the first 2 books in January, and they were both 5 stars. And I've been really anticipating this one. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. Next, we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the sequel to Powerless and Powerful. I haven't read this yet because I'm not ready to be broken. I full on sobbed like a baby when I read Powerless and Powerful because those books broke me, and they were one of my favourite books of last year. I am really looking forward to reading Reckless, and then I'm looking forward to the next book that comes out. I think it's actually already out, which is Fearless, which is the last book in the series. And then the last one is one of the most recent books that I added to my TBR along with Caraval, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Meg really, really wants me to read this book. She loves this book and she read it a while ago and she wants someone else to read it. And she bought it for me because I said to her that I was just reading books on my physical TBR because I wanted to get it down. So she added to my physical TBR, so I had to read it. And I will read it very, very soon. I'm just in the middle of 2 books at the moment that I want to finish first. And then this is next on the TBR. But that is it for the video. That is every single book on my physical TBR. I love every single one of my books and I am very excited to read them. Obviously there's a couple on there that I said that I'm a bit skeptical about reading, and who knows, maybe next time I do this they will have either been read or be donated. But yeah, I will put the number of how many books are on my TBR here. I do actually already know this number, but I'm still going to do a count as I go through the video because I'm a nerd and I have a TBR spreadsheet which has the number of books I have on my physical TBR on there. But we move. But I will I'll put the number here of how many books I have on my physical TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you know when I upload. I upload every Friday at 6 p.m. and I upload every 2 weeks on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. with a reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will catch you next time.